Hello YouTube, my name is Billy and welcome back to my Redneck Vegan Kitchen. Tonight we're going to be doing tacos, crunchy tacos, just because we're craving Mexican food, but there's an easy way to substitute meat so you can have a really good Mexican dinner. First, I'm going to start out with some rice and some black beans. The rice is a multi-grain medley. It's minute rice, it's whole grain, it's got brown rice, red rice, wild rice, and quinoa. And I'm just gonna take one package, a cup of water, and some vegan butter, and I'm gonna put that in a saucepan on the stove on medium high until it comes to a boil, and then I'm gonna reduce the heat and let it simmer until the rice is done. And the black beans, we're just gonna heat. It's just a can of black beans. We're going to heat those up. Now in a large skillet, you're going to want to turn that to medium heat and just put a couple of drizzles of olive oil. Not very much, maybe a tablespoon or two. Okay, so here, if you look at my cutting board, you will see that I have all of my vegetables that I'm going to use. I've got just a handful of baby portobello mushrooms that I've chopped up just kind of coarsely. I like my vegetables to be a little chunky. Some onions, about 2 large cloves of garlic, and just a couple of large black pitted olives that I sliced up. And then these are just your baby bell peppers, and I've got 1 red, orange, yellow. And now if these peppers were hot, I probably would have taken the seeds out, but they're not hot, so I'm gonna leave the seeds on. And I've just julienne those. All right, we're gonna take our cutting board over to the stove, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take the onions and toss those in. With olive oil, it doesn't take very long for it to get hot, so you want to get your vegetables in right away. We're gonna let those cook down for a minute, and while we're doing that, I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna make my guacamole. I've got 2 avocados that I've peeled and pitted, and I'm just gonna mash those up with a fork. Now I tend to leave my avocado a little chunky, but you can do yours how you like. I'm gonna take 2 caps of the lime juice, and that's just the cap that came on the bottle. 1, 2. I'm gonna salt and pepper to taste. Okay, I'm going to take about 2 heaping tablespoons of rotel. It's just diced tomatoes with green chilies. These are mild, but if you like hot, you could definitely use that hot. All right, and I'm going to take a little bit of my garlic and dump that in. And then we're just going to stir that up until it's all incorporated, and we're done. Okay, and I'm just gonna let that sit on the side. I'm gonna give it a quick taste test. Perfect. All right, now, also I will be using a meat substitute that's gonna go in with my vegetables. And this is just 1 cup of the Morningstar Farms veggie griller crumbles. So it tastes exactly like ground beef, it's just, there's no meat in it. Okay, I hear our onions. They're starting to sizzle and the rice is coming to a really good boil, so we're gonna turn that down pretty low and just let it simmer until it's done. Give it a quick stir, make sure it's not sticking. I don't really have to worry because that's a very high quality non-stick. Okay, now we're just gonna cook our onions down a little bit. Just until they start to become translucent. Okay, and that's good. So we're gonna take our mushrooms. I'm gonna be doing the garlic last just because I don't want it to burn. All right. Toss those about a minute just until they start to heat up and become soft. All right, we're gonna add our peppers. And our olives. And I'm gonna do the garlic. Doing the garlic last, when you put all your other vegetables in, it cools the pan down a little bit, so it cooks slower and it doesn't burn. All right, we're gonna toss that so everything is sauteed down nicely. If you have a really high quality non-stick pan like these, you don't have to use hardly any oil. So if you don't have a quality non-stick pan, you may have to use considerable more amount of oil, but these I really don't have to. I could probably get away with not using any at all, but I like the flavor of the olive oil, so. Okay, those are doing nicely, so we're gonna season that to taste. And that's just gonna be with salt and pepper. I'm always light-handed with the salt. But I love pepper. Now since these peppers are not hot, if you want a little bit heat, you could sprinkle in some cayenne pepper, or I'm actually gonna do a couple of shakes of the red crushed pepper flakes. I do like hot food. Not over hot, but you know, just a little, just enough. All right, just sprinkle those in, and that's also to taste, or you could leave it out. Or you could even do a jalapeno in that. If you like it really hot, you leave the seeds in, but if you don't want it quite so hot, but you like the flavor of the jalapeno, just take the seeds out. It doesn't take really long. After a couple of seconds, those seeds get hot. You can, you know, kind of hit you in the face with the flavor and the heat. Okay, that is doing really well. So now these meat grillers they're frozen, but they're already cooked. So we're just gonna toss those in. And we're just gonna heat them until they're hot and done. All right, we're gonna let that cook for about a minute or two. And then right here, I won't be using sour cream, but right here, Go Veg makes these cheddar style shredded, this shredded cheddar style vegan cheese. There's no dairy or anything in here that I cannot have. And I'm just gonna put some of that in a bowl. So I'll have it available to put on my tacos when I'm ready to serve. Okay, everything is ready. We're gonna take our taco shells out of the oven, and really, you just have to heat those up until they're hot. So you don't, I mean, there's nothing special or fancy about that. You lay them out on a baking sheet, pop them in the oven for just a few minutes until they're hot and they're ready to serve. Okay. And if you look over here, my rice is done. It's nice and dry and fluffy. Beans and my meat mixture is all sauteed down nicely. Okay, give me a minute and I'll plate and give you a picture.